So, why is your audience watching every post you're posting? They are listening every episode, every YouTube video. You see, they are saving your post, saving your content, and telling you this is so good, you're amazing at what you do. But they never take the next action, which is inquiring about your offer or buying from the checkout page. You are not going to like the answer, but I love giving you discomfort in my episodes so that you are able to grow. And I promise you, by the end of this episode, you are going to see the way you are creating content completely differently. And most importantly, you are going to know exactly what you need to do about it. So, if you had, as a woman of color coach, the thought, I'm putting so much effort into my content, why am I not signing 5 more clients this month? This episode is for you, and stay until the end. Let me tell you something that actually changed the entire way how I am running my business. I used to post content every single day, valuable content, sharing like my frameworks, sharing step by step breakdowns, free tips here and there that people were screenshotting and people were sharing. I saw it in the insights of like saved posts, shared posts, and I was really proud of it. Like I was like, damn, Anu. Look at you, people are sharing, people love it, your messaging is working. Look at me, I'm showing up. I'm adding value. And you know what happened? Like people loved it, and people were also having conversations with me in the DMs. They shared my post, they were asking questions in the DMs, and at the end, they did not buy. And I didn't know why that was happening because I was doing everything I was told to do, like post valuable content, have a call to action to DM me, and then be consistent with that and show your expertise over and over again. But the clients, the qualified clients, the high ticket clients were not coming. And nobody told me that there is a difference between creating content that educates and showcases my expertise and content that creates desire. And most women of color coaches are stuck on the wrong side of the line. Because when all you do in your content, your free content is teaching, you are training your audience to be students. And students consume. They consume, they are all the time in this informational cycle. They take notes. Students say great post and they keep scrolling and continue to learn from someone else. But high ticket clients or clients in general, they don't need another tip because they graduated from being a client and they know that another tip won't help them to solve the problem. So clients, they need to feel something by watching and by consuming your content. Hi Meghna. So they need to feel the gap between where they are and where they want to be so deeply that staying the same becomes more uncomfortable than investing in a coaching program. This is what desire based content does. So, if you are not creating desire based content, you are leaving money on the table every single time you post. But not only money, you are leaving clients, you are leaving more peace, and you are leaving the identity of being the moneymaker in your life. Your content, if done right, can make you the moneymaker in your life. You can afford more trips, you can afford a bigger house, you can afford to pay everything for your kids. But in order to do that, you need to become the moneymaker in your life. And that will happen when you change the way you are creating content. Hi Meghana, how are you doing? Let me know if you have any questions about content, but you are already in leverage 20, so you already know everything what I'm teaching here. But I want to tell you why teaching alone will never get you to sign your next 5 to 10 clients in the next 30 days. So when you post the teaching content, right, like 3 ways to improve your sales call, 3 ways to include in your next content to sign the next client, like What is happening in the back end is that your audience, they reads it, they read the content, they save it, they try to implement it on themselves. And then what? They feel like they got everything what they needed from you for free because you thought you have to give those free valuable content or free value in your content. So you just gave them the fish on the plate, and then now they are not hungry anymore. They don't need you anymore. And this is what I call the free value trap. The free value trap. You are now stuck at the free value trap. You are so good at giving that, like giving more value to your audience, but they are never feeling the need to pay you. They are satisfied. They ate your fish. They are comfortable. And comfort does not buy coaching program. Urgency does and desire does. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I never teach. Teaching has its place, and it really builds trust and credibility. It shows you that you know what you're talking about. But if teaching is all things you do and you are not learning how to shift beliefs within your content, you are building an audience of people who see you as a resource, not a solution. And if you continue to be a resource, that actually means that you will get content that gets bookmarked. People will come for you for free coaching, for free value, but they never get the credit card and say like, hey, Anu, I want to work with you. But a solution that you provide, it will always get bought. So think about it like this. Have you ever followed someone online? You love their content, you learned a lot from them, and you never once considered hiring them, right? You actually consumed their content, but you never thought about, okay, I consumed so much content, I got all the free tips, now let me actually pay this person. That is because their content satisfied you. You are satisfied. You ate the fish. You are not hungry anymore. It did not stir something inside of you. Like it didn't challenge you. It didn't change your perspective to think differently. It didn't actually give you the hope that you need a solution from this person in order to level up, in order to go to the next life season without that pain that you're having. So it did not make you feel like you were something, like you are missing something out by not in hiring this person. Now think about the person you did invest in. I guarantee it was not because they gave you the best free tips. It was because they made you see a version of yourself, of your life that you could not get on your own. Is that right? Like they made you feel the gap, they made you feel uncomfortable, and because of that feeling you felt like, shit, I can do better, I want that desire. That's why you invested in that coach and that expert. Is that right? So what does it actually mean when it comes to desire based content? How does it look like? um, Let me give you the three things you need to implement when it comes to desire based content. Meghna is saying, I do think this is true for me. Yeah, because you're giving free value, your identity is based on free value, and you believe that free value gets a client. But free value creates an audience that consumes you. They are satisfied with your free value content, and they don't have this burning desire to pay you to get the solution that you actually provide within your paid offer. So the three things that the desire based content does is, number one, it paints the vision. Okay, it shows your audience what is possible on the other side of working with you. Not here are the deliverables, or you get weekly coaching, or you get workbooks. It I cannot talk. You are really showing this is what your life will look like once you start to work with me in the next 30 days, in the next 7 days, in the next 3 months. What does it feel like to wake up and know that 3 clients are already paid and booked this month, right? Or maybe like, how does it feel like to move to Portugal, or to get one step closer to moving your whole family to Portugal? You are showcasing them the possibilities. And coaching and being a coach really means transferring your belief within your content so that you help one more person to believe in the possibilities again. There is one of your ideal client who already gave up on their dreams because they tried it on their own, they tried it with someone else, they tried it in different ways, and it didn't help them, right? And you want someone to say, I have been watching your content, I believe in myself again, I am ready. So that's what desire content does for you. So you are not teaching them how to get there. You are not telling them, hey, here is step 1, 2, and 3. You are making them feel what it's like to be there. That's like the identity shift messaging you need to implement in 2026. We are not in 2020 anymore, where at the peak of the pandemic, everyone wanted to be a coach or everyone wanted to learn something, right? And had the money and the funds for it. Now, even if the economy is tight, people are still investing when you are having an identity based messaging where you are showing them what the identity will look like once they start to work with you. Number 2, I get to build this extraordinary family life in Portugal. I love it. I love it. Okay, so number 2, it surfaces the gap, means desire based content gently but really boldly and directly shows your audience the distance between where they are and where they want to be. Okay, not to shame them, but really like to awaken them. Maybe you hear it from some of the business coaches, like what do they call it? um awake awakening content. I'm not sure, some kind of like marketing thingies, but what is happening is that you help them to see that the gap where they are is more painful than when they are taking the step, when they are investing. Like, not making a decision right now is literally being in a prison, then moving forward. It's just one decision away from your dream life. So you are kind of like helping them to take actions, right? Example, if you are a business coach, like you have been posting content consistently, your content is good, but people tell you all the time like how good you are, but your bank account is not reflecting, right? At what point do you stop blaming the algorithm and start looking at your sales process? Like, do you see? It's like perspective shifting. It's like not teaching you, hey, here are the 3 steps to create content that says for you, but it's a mirror. You are literally showcasing a mirror to your audience in order to move people to the next step. What is the next step, right? So, not teaching, but moving people to take the action. And the number 3 is your desired content, desire based content creates urgency without pressure. I teach this yesterday to my clients inside Leverage 20, how to get the next buyer in the next 30 days. And it comes back to creating natural urgency without manipulation, without pressure within your content. So desire based content makes the cost of inaction very clear. Means you are helping your audience to see that every month, every day, when they keep doing what they are doing right now, is actually the cost is way higher than taking the action. So you are not just missing a client, right? You are literally missing the life of those clients who will actually help you, right? So when you post those 3 things together, like the gap, the urgency, and what the future identity will be, your audience stops to saying like, great post, let me save it, and starts to think more like, how can I work with this client, with this coach? That's the shift when it comes to your content that you need to make. It literally needs to go from stop teaching, but start sharing more beliefs and more perspective to help your clients to see that you are the solution for the person. So now you might be thinking that, okay, Anu, I do know I am doing this right now. How do I know that I'm creating desire content and not just teaching in a different way? So here is how you can track it in order to see if you're creating desire content or if you are seeing, like, if you're teaching, right? The number one thing is your DMs will change. People, instead of, they will say like great tips, thank you, and not continue to have the conversation with you, they will start to see like, oh my god, I feel seen by this post. You will start to get more DMs with, how can I work with you? This is exactly where I am now. How do you, or how are you in my brain? Do you have a camera in my bedroom? That is emotional resonance. That is desire. Number two, how you can track it, your saves and shares go up, but so does your inquiries. So teaching content, yes, will get saves, but when you start to create desire content, you will see the action as well. So not only will people bookmark it later, but they will also act and book a call with you. You will suddenly see more calls booked through your Calendly link. And number three is people will start to self identify. I love this because not only are you now creating a qualified audience, but they will tag their friends and they will start to see you will start to see comments and engagement like, this is so me. They will reply with their own story, right? And when your content makes them see themselves in the gap, they start to move toward the solution. And you have to realize that you are the solution and you have the best solution in your industry. And I love to say, when you are the best known in your industry, you will be the money maker in your life. So when your content makes someone say, this is exactly where I am, you have created desire. If someone says, I feel so seen by this post, you have created desire. Now they need to know what the way is to get out of it, right? Now they know what the desire is. How can they get away from the pain? So I hope this helped you to see to stop teaching in your content, and that teaching content literally, you are literally pouring 5-star meals to your audience. You are literally paying it from your own wallet, but not letting the clients pay for themselves. So you are literally this free resource, and you are satisfying your clients by giving them free content and free value in your content marketing. And you have to shift that. Otherwise, not only are you leaving money on the table, but you are leaving the identity of being the moneymaker in your life on the table. And that is what stinks, because the next client can pay off your debt. The next client will help you to invest in something else, maybe in a therapist, maybe in another coach. The next client is also like, you are leaving the identity of being a moneymaker on the table. And I think that stings way more than actually seeing the discomfort and seeing like, oh shit, I'm shitting in my content, you know? Yeah, let me know if this was helpful. If you have this feeling like you are creating content, you are visible. I see a lot of women of color coaches nowadays who are trying to be visible, but still they need that boldness, that directness in their content, and you want to shift away from teaching, and you want to own that identity of being a moneymaker, which means creating desire-based content. I want you to DM me ready so that we can actually talk about where the gap is in your content marketing, what you need to say in order to get the next sales, in order to continue to learn the sales skills you need to be and to make extraordinary money. I know some of my clients, they make good money, but they want to make extraordinary money. But in order to get there, they need to become the moneymaker in their life. So we need to create desires in your messaging. And it's a skill, and it's a learnable skill. And what do we know about skills? It's always like learning, refining, repeating, learning, refining, repeating. And the more you do it, the better you will become. This is exactly what we do inside Leverage 20. We are not just I don't teach my clients, hey, here are the content templates or content calendar, because I think that's the biggest bullshit that we got to teach from the beginning. Because now you rely on someone else to tell you what to post. But your coach is not your voice. Your coach is not your perspective. Your coach does not know what the desire is in your business. So that's why I don't teach my clients content calendars and content templates, because that actually, that is the reason why you are stuck when it comes to being creative in your content. But what I teach my clients is shifting content. Every coach, every expert knows how to shift their audience's beliefs in order to take action. That is what I teach in order to double their revenue and sign more high ticket clients, like moving the audience from admiring you from the far to actually coming closer and investing. And you will stop being the best kept secret and start being the best known and the best paid coach in your industry in order to be the moneymaker in your life. So again, your content should not just educate your audience, it should make them unable to imagine building their business or building their life, building their health, building their relationship without you. So I know when you're watching this, hearing this episode, that you are ready to make the shift. Have this in mind. Not making a decision is being in prison. And you, like, being in prison means you cannot do anything. And the question here is, do you want to continue to be in a prison, or do you want to make a decision, be uncomfortable for a while, but you know that will actually help you to get out of it? So I know you are done creating free students in your content and you are ready to sign for paying, like start signing high paying clients. I want you to DM me ready so I can send you the link. That was a lot. I hope this helped you to see and to shift your perspective when it comes to your content. If you don't have any questions, we are good to go, and enjoy your weekend. Yeah, thank you so much for hearing and for being here.